This is an overview of this week's artist investigation assignments. Starting on Monday, I'm going to go over this in a bit. It's the directions for the artist investigation, the forms you fill out telling me which of the artists you selected and why you selected them. Tuesday, a presentation on how to research and a research outline. There's a copy for each of you and it's editable, so you just click on that and fill it out. Wednesday is the directions for the masterwork. And then when you finish your masterwork, you're going to post it individually here as well as including it on Friday's presentation. But you do have Wednesday and Thursday to work on the masterwork, and Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday to work on your research. Thursday's a work day. Friday is your presentation. There's a template for each of you, and I will have a video instructions for it. If you aren't familiar with working with slides and templates, so I think you all are at this stage. And if you have done your work every day, it's pretty easy because you just take your research here and copy and paste it into your presentation, either as questions and answers or in paragraph format. And then likewise with your masterwork. You do need to have images with your presentation, and that's pretty self-explanatory. I'm going over Monday's directions with you. All the other videos that I made for this are the same ones as I had for Art 1. They're basically the same information, but your investigation is just a little bit different. So looking at this, you are researching an artist this week, you're creating a presentation about them, and you're completing a masterwork. The tricks are you have to work from the list of artists I gave you. You have to choose one of those. I don't want any Picassos floating around here. I don't want any of the Ninja Turtles floating around here. Been there, done that. You guys are already familiar with those people. I want you to expand into the world of other artists that often are overlooked, even though they're important. It's important for us as artists to be aware of different types of art, and this is one of the best ways to discover things that are out there. And also, when you learn about the information about an artist, both their life and their ideas and their technical aspects, you start to really understand how it all comes together and why I make you do all this research and all these deep thoughts and planning and all of those things. So when you're researching artists, you are looking for specific information about their context, which is personal information about the artist, their content that focuses on what their art is about, their technical, which focuses on their media, medium, and style. The context includes background information. When did they create work? This is different from when they lived. You aren't born making art. Okay, these are the years that they're working. Where did they live? Where do they live? How did they become an artist? Did they go to school? Did they train under a person? Are they self-taught? What does their studio look like? Because that can tell you a lot about an artist, like this guy's studio over on the right. What events happened at that time and place that had an impact on their art? Artists don't live in a bubble. We react to things. And even if we don't make art with social content or in reaction to other things happening at our time, then we're making art for the market. What's popular? What sells? What are people interested in? How does that relate to popular culture? Content is what the art's about. What type of subjects does the artist use? Do they do people or animals or objects or scenes or landscapes, city, country, abstract, non-objective? What's the mood? In the image on the right, the mood is very triumphant. It's very jubilant and positive and energetic. In the mood of the artist's work that we saw before, this is his studio, but if you look at his paintings and his sculptures, it's the laughing man. It's the laughing man in underwears. What's the artist trying to communicate? That's going to take some reading. When you research, you don't just look at pictures and you don't just hit on Wikipedia. You've got to actually read the web pages. And the artists that I'm giving you are challenging. You're going to have to do some digging. And what type of themes and ideas are in the artist work? So what do they focus on? Do they focus on images of liberation? Are they focused on showing narrative paintings to tell stories? What's going on with their work? And then you also have the technical aspects, media, medium, and style. What type of art do they make? Do they do painting, drawing, sculpture? But then you have artists that might be working with videography or photography or sequential art, performance art, conceptual art. What materials do they use to make the art? Again, this requires some reading. Look at the captions under photographs of their work because it will tell you what the materials are. And then what's the style? This is formal art styles, modern, postmodern, impressionist, graffiti, neo, whatever. Again, that takes some reading. So your first step is to choose your artist. You're choosing it from the list I'm giving you. Okay, so you're choosing the artist. You let me know who you've selected and why you selected them. Google them and learn about them. Now, this is your list. These are pretty much not names that you recognize. Some of these, some people might recognize something, but probably not. And I did that for a reason. A lot of these are young artists. Some of them are under 30, which might seem ancient to you, but it's really not. And as you can tell probably by looking at their names, a lot of them are from different types of cultures and ethnicities. And that's because traditional art history, and I apologize to all the white guys, but it focuses on the dead white guys. And I want you to realize and explore different types of art, different ways people make it. And yes, there are a few dead white guys on here. Actually, they're living white guys. But most of them are multicultural type artists. Okay? So choose one from this list. You probably want to Google around until you find one that you like their work. Because these are not just two-dimensional artists. They're artists that work in sculpture and installations and performance and all sorts of interesting things.